Good morning students, hope you are having a great day. So currently we are discussing about the chapter of chemical effects of electric current. So we are going to revise some of the concepts that we learnt in the previous class. So in the previous class you learnt about the good conductors of electricity and also poor conductors of electricity. What are good conductors of electricity? Materials that allow electricity to pass through them are called good conductors of electricity. What are the examples for good conductors of electricity? Copper, aluminium are all examples for good conductors of electricity. Okay? And coming on to the poor conductors of electricity, materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them are called poor conductors of electricity. Okay, so poor conductors of electricity do not allow electric current to pass through them. And examples for poor conductors of electricity include plastic, rubber, wood, etc. are all coming under the examples for poor conductors of electricity. You also learnt about the conduction of electricity through liquids like lemon juice, vinegar, etc. Okay, and some liquids like lemon juice, vinegar, and then acetic acid, etc. are good conductors of electricity, and some liquids like honey, vegetable oil, etc. are poor conductors of electricity. Okay, and you also learnt about the concept of LED. So what is the full form of LED? The full form of LED is light emitting diode. What is the full form of LED? Light emitting diode. So LED stands for light emitting diode. And when you look closer, if you take a closer look at an LED, you will observe that there are two leads. Okay, so one is a longer lead and another one is a shorter lead. The longer lead of an LED is always connected to the positive terminal of the battery. It is the longer lead in an LED is always connected to positive terminal of the battery, and the shorter lead in an LED is always connected to negative terminal of the battery. And LEDs are available in different colors, and they are increasingly used in all applications nowadays. And there are many advantages of LED. You also learnt about the advantages of LED. Can you recall some of the advantages of LED? Well, the LED consumes less electricity. This is the first main advantage. LED consumes less electricity, and LEDs have longer lifetime when compared to light bulbs and fluorescent tubes. LEDs have longer lifetime when compared to light bulbs and fluorescent tubes. Okay. These are all the main advantages of LED, and because of this, nowadays LED is preferred to be LED is considered as a preferred lighting source over fluorescent tubes and light bulbs. So LEDs are increasingly being used nowadays in all applications. So we discussed about all these things in the previous class. So in today's class we are going to learn about the conduction of electricity through distilled water and salt water through activity, and also the conduction of electricity through acidic solution, basic solution and sugar solution with the help of activity, and also we will be learning about the chemical effects of electric current with the help of activity. So we are going to discuss all these topics in today's class. Now students, let us start with conduction of electricity through distilled water and salt water. But before that, let us consider the case of air. Okay, when the free ends of a tester do not touch each other, there is an air gap between them. You already learnt that air is a poor conductor of electricity. But you also know that during lightning, an electric current passes through air. You know, actually, under certain conditions, most of the material can conduct. Okay, so that is why we are classifying the materials as good conductors and poor conductors instead of classifying them as conductors and insulators. Okay, so yes. Now, in the previous class, you have learnt about the conduction of electricity through tap water. Now, we are going to test the conduction of electricity through distilled water and salt water with the help of an activity. So students, now we are going to see about the conduction of electricity through distilled water and salt water. Okay, so before that, let me show you the tester I am using for this. So this is the tester. So now let us see whether the connections are correct. So I have joined the positive terminals together and use only this electric cell, that is a 9-volt battery. Use only this electric cell, that is a 9-volt battery, for the all the activities in this lesson. So I have joined the positive terminals together and I am going to test whether the connections are correct. So I am going to join, these are called as a free ends of the tester. Okay, these are called as a free ends of the tester. Now I am going to join the free ends of this tester. So let me join the free ends of this tester. So when I join the free ends of the tester, you can actually see the LED bulb glowing, right? So the LED bulb is glowing. So this means that there is nothing wrong in the circuit connections. So the circuit connection is perfectly fine. So we have checked the circuit connections, it is fine. Now we are going to see about the conduction of electricity through distilled water and salt water. So you must first know about what is a distilled water. So distilled water means pure water that does not contain any salts in it. Okay, distilled water is a pure water which does not contain any salt in it. So this is the distilled water. The distilled water is available in medical shops and also in school science lab. Okay, the distilled water is available in medical shops and also in school science lab. So this distilled water does not contain any salt in it. Now what I am going to do is I have made two holes here to insert the free ends of the tester into the distilled water. So let me insert the free ends. Let us see whether the distilled water conducts electricity or not. I am going to dip the free ends of the tester into the distilled water. So I am going to dip the free ends of the tester into this distilled water. So make sure to dip the free ends of the tester into this distilled water. So I have made two holes in the distilled water and I am inserting the free ends. So when I am inserting the so the free ends are now inside the distilled water. I am dipping the free ends of the tester into the distilled water. Do you see the LED bulb glowing? Is the LED bulb glowing? No. So this means that the distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. So what do you conclude from this? The distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. It does not conduct electricity. So that is why the LED bulb is not glowing. So okay, so what do you conclude from this? The distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. It does not conduct electricity. Okay, so that is why the LED bulb is not glowing. So now you have learnt that the distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. Now I have a spoon here and I am going to pour the distilled water into this spoon. So I have poured the distilled water from this small bottle into the spoon over here, and I am going to add, I have taken some salt, I am going to add some salt into this distilled water. Okay, add some salt into this distilled water. Okay, so add some salt. So add some salt into this distilled water. So now it is no longer a distilled water, but it is a salt solution. Okay, this is a salt solution. Okay, now I am going to dip the free ends of the tester into this salt solution, because I have dissolved the salt into this distilled water. It is a salt solution. So when I am dipping the free ends of the tester into the salt solution, you can actually see the LED bulb glowing very brightly as different colors. So this proves that the salt water is a good conductor of electricity. So what do you conclude from this? The salt water is a good conductor of electricity. So when the free ends were dipped in the distilled water, the distilled water, being a poor conductor of electricity, does not allow the electricity to flow through this, and so the LED bulb did not glow. But when the free ends of the tester are dipped into the salt solution, see, salt solution, the LED bulb is glowing very brightly, the LED bulb is glowing very nicely. So this proves that the salt water is a good conductor of electricity. So when you add salt to the distilled water, it will become a salt solution, and when you dip the free ends of the tester into that salt solution, the LED bulb will glow very brightly. So from this you can conclude that distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity, does not conduct electricity, whereas the salt solution is a good conductor of electricity and it conducts electricity, and that is why the LED bulb is glowing in the second case. So this is the experiment that you have learnt now. So from this activity we can infer that the distilled water does not conduct electricity, whereas the salt water conducts electricity, because when we dissolved the salt in the distilled water, it became a salt solution, which is a good conductor of electricity. You know, the water that we receive from sources like taps and then hand pumps, wells and ponds is not pure. Okay, it may contain several salts dissolved in it, and small amounts of mineral salts are naturally present in the water, and it is beneficial for human health. However, these salts make the water a good conductor of electricity. So that is the reason why we are advised not to handle electrical appliances with wet hands or while standing on a wet floor, because there is a chance of getting electric shock. On the other hand, distilled water is free of salts, which means distilled water does not contain any salts, and hence distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. Distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. So we have just learnt that when common salt was dissolved in distilled water, it became a salt solution, which is a good conductor of electricity. Now we are going to test the conduction of electricity through acidic solution, basic solution and sugar solution with the help of an activity. Okay students, now we are going to see about the conduction of electricity through acid solution, base solution and sugar solution. Can you give me an example for acid solution, students, because you have already learnt about acid, bases and salts in your 7th standard. Can you give me an example for acid solution? Yes, lemon juice, orange juice, vinegar, all contains acids, and they are examples for acid solution. And can you give me an example for base solution? Yes, detergent solution and then soap solution are all examples for base solution. Now we are going to test the conduction of electricity through acid solution, base solution and sugar solution. Okay. Now here in 3 containers I have taken distilled water. Okay. In all the 3 containers I have taken distilled water. So first let us take the acid solution. For the acid solution I have taken the lemon juice, because you know that lemon contains citric acid. So I am going to squeeze the juice from lemon into this distilled water. Okay, and let us squeeze the juice from lemon into this distilled water. So squeeze it well, squeeze the juice from lemon very well. You are adding the juice from lemon into the distilled water. So here we have the acid solution, that is a lemon solution, lemon juice, which is an example for the acid solution. So I have squeezed the juice from lemon into this distilled water. So now I have the tester. Okay, so this is the tester. I am going to dip the free ends. So these are the free ends of the tester. I am going to dip the free ends of this into the acid solution, that is nothing but lemon juice. Okay, I am going to dip So I am going to dip the free ends of the tester into this lemon juice. So you can see when I dip the free ends of the tester into this lemon juice, that is acid solution, the LED bulb is glowing. So this concludes that all acid solution conduct electricity. What is the inference here? All acid solution conducts electricity. You can see the LED bulb glowing really well. This proves that the acid solution is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, so now this is about the acid solution. So you can wipe the free ends again with the help of tissue paper, so that the free ends will be clean before we dip it into the base solution. So yes, now next one is we are going to test for the base solution. Here to this distilled water, I am going to dissolve the detergent powder. I am going to add the detergent powder and I am going to make it into a base solution because this is an example for base. So add detergent powder and this becomes a base solution. So dissolve very well. So this is a base solution, detergent solution, example for base solution. Now to this you should dip the free ends of the tester again. So this is a free ends, I am going to dip it. So here also again you can see that the LED bulb is glowing really well. Okay, the LED bulb is glowing really well. So this also proves that the base solution like detergent solution, soap solution, also sodium hydroxide, which is an example for base, also conducts electricity. Okay, so what do you conclude from this? You can conclude that the base solution, all basic solutions are good conductors of electricity. All basic solutions are good conductors of electricity, conducts electricity. Now wipe away the free ends before dipping into the sugar solution. Wipe the free ends very clean. Okay, wipe it away very nicely. Okay, so now next to this distilled water I am going to dissolve the sugar. Okay, I have this sugar and I am going to dissolve the sugar in distilled water. So this becomes a sugar solution. Okay, so this is a sugar solution. So yes students, now I have dissolved the sugar into the distilled water. Okay, so now I am going to dip the free ends of the tester into the sugar solution. Okay, I am going to dip the free ends of the tester into the sugar solution. So I am dipping the free ends of the tester into the sugar solution. So what do you observe? Is the LED bulb glowing, students? No. So the LED bulb is not glowing. So it is not glowing for sugar solution. The LED bulb was glowing for acid solution, that is when we dipped in lemon juice. The LED bulb was glowing for base solution, that is when we dipped in detergent solution. But the LED bulb is not glowing when we are dipping it into the sugar solution. Okay, so this proves that this sugar solution is a poor conductor of electricity. It does not conduct electricity. So this sugar solution is a poor conductor of electricity. So from this activity we can conclude that most liquids of acid, bases and salt conduct electricity. In the previous activity you have learnt that when you dissolve the salt into the distilled water and when you dipped the free ends of the tester, the LED bulb was actually glowing. So we can conclude that most liquids of acid, bases and salts are good conductors of electricity. They conduct electricity, that is acid solution conduct electricity, basic solution conducts electricity and salt solution conducts electricity. From this activity we can conclude that most liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of acids, bases and salts. That is, the acidic solution conducts electricity, basic solution conducts electricity and salt solution conducts electricity. Now let us move on to chemical effects of electric current. Okay, chemical effects of electric current. Well, in your 7th standard you have already learnt about electric current and its effects, right? Yes. And you learnt about the heating effect of electric current and magnetic effect of electric current. So electric current has mainly 3 effects. Electric current has mainly 3 effects. One is the heating effect, second one is a magnetic effect, third one is a chemical effect. Okay. So what are the 3 effects of electric current? Heating effect, magnetic effect and chemical effect. So now in this lesson we will learn about the chemical effects of electric current. Okay. You know, when we pass electric current through a conducting solution, it causes chemical reaction. When electric current is passed through any conducting solution, it causes chemical reactions. And the resulting effect is called chemical effects of electric current. Okay. So the passage of electric current through a conducting solution causes chemical reactions. And the resulting effects are called chemical effects of electric current. Okay. So now we will learn about the chemical effects of electric current through an activity. The activity, instead of carbon rods, pencils were taken as the electrodes because the pencil lead is a form of carbon. Now what are electrodes, students? Electrodes are nothing but the rods that conduct electricity. Electrodes are the rods that conduct electricity. And from the activity we can infer that on passing electric current through a conducting solution, chemical reactions takes place, and as a result of it gas bubbles, namely oxygen and hydrogen, are formed on the electrodes. The oxygen bubble is formed on the electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. And the hydrogen bubbles are formed on the electrode that is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Students, we are going to list down the three chemical effects of electric current. Okay, so there are three chemical effects of electric current. First one is bubbles of a gas may be formed on the electrodes. Okay, bubbles of a gas may be formed on the electrodes. Second one is deposits of metal can be seen on the electrodes. Deposits of a metal can be seen on the electrodes. Third one is changes in color of the solution may take place. Changes in color of the solution may take place. So these are the three main chemical effects of electric current. Students, this is very important. What are the three chemical effects of electric current? First one is bubbles of a gas may be formed on the electrodes. Second one is deposits of a metal can be seen on the electrodes. Third one is changes in color of the solution may take place. So these are the three main chemical effects of electric current. Now, do you think some fruits and vegetables also conduct electricity? Now, let us find out whether potato conducts electricity or not. So students, let us have a review of today's class. Today we learnt about the conduction of electricity through distilled water and salt water with the help of an activity. We also learnt about the conduction of electricity through acidic solution, basic solution and sugar solution with the help of an activity. And we also learnt about the chemical effects of electric current through activity. So hope you all understood students. Take care of yourselves. Thank you students.